top stories. Ethiopia opened a Green Legacy Pavilion at the COP28 Green Zone in Dubai. And analyst says Ethiopia's quest for fair and reliable sea access is legitimate. Ethiopia officially kicked off the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence in attendance of senior government officials, including President Sahle-Work Zewde. In her remarks at the launch of the campaign, President Sahle-Work called on all stakeholders to denounce gender-based violence and to contribute their part in strengthening preventative mechanisms. The campaign aims to raise the public awareness towards strengthening the ongoing prevention efforts to end gender-based violence, harnessing legal mechanisms to tackle and enhancing rehabilitation services for victims, Ministry of Women and Social Affairs stated. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed met with Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo at the Ethiopian Green Legacy Pavilion in Dubai before COP28. The two leaders discussed domestic issues and cooperation. Open quote, good meeting with Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo at the Ethiopian Green Legacy Pavilion on the sidelines of COP28 in an exchange on bilateral cooperation, end quote, Premier Abiy said on his Facebook page. In a related story, the Office of the Prime Minister said Ethiopia's Green Legacy Pavilion at the COP28 zone in Dubai demonstrates the country's efforts and commitments in tackling climate change and enabling food security. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Friday ahead of its official launch. World leaders have approved a climate disaster fund to help vulnerable nations cope with climate change-related disasters. The agreement, which was announced at the United Nations Annual Climate Summit in Dubai, signaled momentum at the start of the 2023 conference COP28. The UN's climate chief, Simon Steele, emphasized the need for a quote-unquote terminal decline to the fossil fuel era to prevent, again a quote-unquote, our own terminal decline. With over 60,000 attendees, the two-week-long event is billed as the largest ever climate gathering. Take a look. Welcome back. You're watching ABC World. A Moscow-based American analyst, Andrew Korybko, said Ethiopia's peaceful quest for fair and reliable sea access is legitimate in terms of international law and aimed at preemptively averting economic-driven crises that could threaten regional stability. As Ethiopia has a great continuing to keep Ethiopia out of the Red Sea group perpetuates suspicions about its members' intentions, the analyst added. Jerusalem Betha takes it from here.
Besides the increasing number of the population, Ethiopia has experienced social and economic impacts of elongated conflicts in its northern part for the past consecutive years. Into this consideration, the Ethiopian government has been questing fair and reliable sea full economic potentials for the benefit of its citizens. Talking to ABC, Moscow-based American analyst Andrew Korybko stated that Ethiopia's quest for access to the sea is legitimate in terms of international law and aimed at preemptively averting economically driven crises that could threaten regional stability. The analyst also said it's a reasonable quest that Ethiopia wants to rebuild its navy in order to secure the and fuel maritime logistics upon which its economic stability depends, adding that if the Red Sea Council continues to keep Ethiopia out of the organization, then suspicions will continue to abound about its members' intentions, namely whether some of them intend to contain it. Therefore, the existing members should give Ethiopia some role in their organization, ideally full membership, Andrew said. The analyst also reiterated that, though Ethiopia has a right to the Red Sea from Eritrea and Djibouti, but Somaliland and South Sudan could be potential options for Ethiopia to access seaport. Finally, Andrew stressed that those who claim that the peaceful pursuit of Ethiopia's quest to reobtain full and unrestricted commercial military rights to a Red Sea port is illegal are either uninformed of the facts or are deliberately spewing disinformation in order to discredit the country.
And finally, Farm Africa is working tirelessly on small-scale farmers to bring some remarkable achievement in reducing carbon emission in Ethiopia. In an exclusive interview with EBC English, Farm Africa Country Director Shawit Emmanuel said small-scale farmers in Ethiopia are selling carbon credit to the international market. Habtamu Ashragwe tells you more.
Farm Africa is one of these specialized NGOs that extensively working on agriculture for in Ethiopia. Talking to BBC English, Farm Africa Country Director Shawit Emmanuel said the Bale intervention helping small-scale farmers to sell carbon credit to the international market.
From our Bale intervention, not only have we managed to reduce deforestation of the forest, but also be able to reduce the carbon emission, thereby being able to sell carbon credits into the international market, which is not only the first, but also in East Africa, where the government has and the community have earned foreign currency to improve their livelihoods.
The country director underlined that further activities are well underway to make Ethiopian small-scale farmers being climate resilient by implementing climate-smart agriculture.
So we work very closely with the local government, the local community, to help the smallholder farmers become climate resilient. As you know, the climate in Ethiopia has changed, affecting us more frequently than the past. And so we work with the farmers to move from kind of subsistence kind of farming to a much modern and climate smart agriculture. So they are able not only to improve and maintain their kind of agriculture despite the climate change and shocks, but also contribute to the economy, become part of the market and value chain. So they are part of the growth story as well. They're not left behind.
Due to this effective work aligned with international donors, Farm Africa is recognized as one effective specialized NGO in Ethiopia. Despite Farm Africa's success stories, Emmanuel remarked some bottlenecks that affect her office.
Access to improved seeds is a challenge, and fertilizers is still a challenge. And unfortunately, with the current situation in Ethiopia and lack of foreign exchange, the availability is not as much as it used to. So that is quite an issue for us. And of course, availability of the local government is also an issue because because of the sometimes their attention is diverted or you cannot find them. on the ground. They're probably trainings and so on. And so we have challenges in terms of the pace we want to continue. And of course, security disruption is a big challenge for us.
Information is showing that the effective support of Farm Africa doubled the revenue of small-scale farmers by 143%.
Dear viewers, that's all we had for this hour's news edition. Many thanks for watching. Have a good time and take care.
لكل هلو مرسوم بطولو اتبق علو تنزينا ببوسطة لكل هلو مرسوم بطولو مرسوم بطولو اتبق علو مرسوم بطولو اتبق علو تنزينا ببوسطة لكل هلو مرسوم